with Bash Bros Movies, and welcome to the third episode of the Captain's Chair. Is it fourth? I have no idea. I forgot, man.
I don't even count.
Listen, so far we've been, for those who are listening this, watching this for the first time, this is sort of our, not just the recap of Star Trek Discovery, but also our sort of missions slash captain's logs of our binge through of Star Trek, which we'll be doing for as long as until Discovery goes, once a week per season, depending on, I mean, as long as the season's airing. And then once the season
Two
ends,
more episodes.
yeah, 2 more episodes according to IMDb, and after that we'll see where the journey takes us. We're gonna try,
Okay.
yeah, we're gonna try to do it once a month at least throughout the year, but no promises.
Depends on the binging capabilities of the involved parties.
Yeah, and the schedules and stuff like that. So, without further ado, we're still in the Mirror Universe, which is an offshoot of the Prime Universe, which is the main universe for Star Trek TV series. And this is one of the multiple alternate universes, parallel universes.
There's a bunch of them.
Apparently there's an infinite number of them in Star Trek, but so far in Star Trek...
Technically, I think that's how it works.
Well, I mean...
If every decision you make creates a parallel universe, how many decisions did you make?
Well, that's taking...
And that's for one person.
Yeah, but that's... I mean, if we're gonna theorize, like you could theorize, that's... If you're creating a universe of your own, let's say, for example, do you really want to have one parallel universe for every decision each individual makes?
Well, that's how it would work.
Not necessarily.
Theoretically.
Well, maybe in theory, but
In theory, that's how it
we're
would
talking
work.
about statistical expressions here, man. So
I don't know, I don't want every decision to create a parallel universe, but if you do want to talk about parallel universes, that's how you end up with them. Every decision you make creates a parallel universe. That's for one person.
Yeah.
Now imagine multitude of person. You
well,
get multitude,
so far in Star Trek series, we only have 2 parallel universes that we are aware of, that they actually explored, and that is the Mirror Universe, and then there is the Kelvin timeline, which is the new movies with Chris Pine and the new Enterprise crew in the movies. And as far as the listen, in regards to this, is gonna be spoiler heavy, so if you're someone we did this introduction in our first episode. If you want to go back, feel free to do it. This is gonna be spoiler heavy. We're not gonna... This is for people who don't want to watch this stuff, who don't want to watch Star Trek, who want to watch Star Trek but aren't necessarily sure they want to get into it. So
I'm here because he wants to do this.
But listen, Mirror Universe. One thing that bothers me, we still haven't discovered what happened to the USS Defiant that crossed not only time but space as well. That's one thing that bothers me about Mirror Universe so far. But when you look at the whole picture completely, we came pretty much full circle back to, 10 years prior to Captain Kirk's incident, and the episode ended with fight for the new Emperor of the Mirror Universe, of the Terran Empire, which was not something that I thought we were gonna see. I thought we were gonna either get Lorca or Philippa as the definite emperors for at least next 10 years until the whole Kirk thing, but we didn't.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not sure you can say we came full circle, because Mirror Universe Philippa is technically right now in the Prime Universe.
So
at some point she's gonna have to go back.
Not necessarily.
Did they send her back?
Yeah, that is the question, because we don't know. But I mean, I don't think they send her back.
Well, we'll see.
Simply because of the events that unfold after the Kirk incident.
Makes sense, but we'll see. But what's the role in...
And also, I was right. This was the last episode of the Mirror Universe.
Well, like I mentioned last time, you said that every episode. So at one point you were gonna get it right. I mean, listen, even the broken clock shows noon twice a day.
I'm that broken
clock. That's all I'm saying,
man.
man.
Dude, I have nothing against you comparing me to a broken clock, okay? Nothing.
I just figured as much.
Well, we're bros, so, I mean... If anybody knows me, I mean, it's gonna be you. Listen, what else happened in this
But I like
episode?
the way they when Lorca dies.
Well, it was something Lorca said, and because we just finished watching this episode, and it was he said something about, what was it? I can't put my mind to it right now, but basically because of something he said, that's why I think we came full circle. Oh yeah, because he said he told when he was talking to Michael Burnham,
yeah.
he told her that the Federation of the Prime Universe is basically a social experiment, and if he only knew what would happen in 10 years in Prime Universe, and then in the next 200 years afterwards, and then what would happen in the next 200 years in his own universe, if he only knew, I mean, that's why I think we came pretty much full circle. Because we've seen what happens 200 years later. We kind of see what happens, you know, we see what happens. So, pretty
Well,
much...
he doesn't. I mean,
Well,
technically,
he
I mean,
ends
if
up-
somebody walks up to you and say, you know, you can't really say, well, I mean, if I knew what happened 20 years from now, I'd do things differently. Well, technically you would. But right now you don't have that years to look at. It's not like you can go.
And I mean, he knows about the find too. I mean, he's not stupid. He knew about the existence of the Prime Universe, so to speak. So, and he went there willingly, knowingly.
Well, he didn't go there willingly. It was transportation accident that brought him there,
Yeah, but
coupled
he
with the ion
orchestrated
store.
it. But he
No,
basically
no.
orchestrated it.
He's traveled to the Prime Universe, or Discovery's traveled to the Mirror Universe.
He's traveled to the Prime Universe.
No, that one was an accident.
Yeah, but it was... Dude,
No,
the way he
that one
talked-
was the
dude,
accident.
The way he talked about
Because
it...
he figured out what's happened. When he teleported,
Okay.
he figured out what happened.
Okay, 'cause-
But it was
okay,
the
okay.
culmination of a couple of things. First,
Yeah.
you had the Emperor ship who was firing upon his ship. Then there was he was trying to teleport to the planet,
Yeah.
and coupled with the ion storm that was there, teleportation signatures got mixed up, and he ended up in the Prime Universe.
Okay.
He never intended to go there.
but the way
he just intended to leave the
the
ship
way he talked about it, dude,
because
I
he
just-
figured out what's happening.
Okay, I didn't notice that detail, but the way he was talking about it, I figured like, dude went there, you know, willingly, but
He
still,
didn't go there willingly, but he
okay,
listen.
yeah,
Based on the fact that nobody in the Prime Universe figured out what happened,
doesn't happen before Kirk's era anyway. So
it's like basically he figured out where he's at and blam.
yeah,
He
and-
adjusted.
yeah, and that would still also leave us to the question of what happened to Prime Universe's Lorca.
Well, here's the thing: if they go vice versa, so if Lorca goes there and this one goes there,
we don't know that happened, and I mean, for all we know, the Prime Universe Lorca might be dead.
well, we know he might still be alive.
Exactly.
Because when you look at this episode with the whole Lorca dying at the end, you just killed off your captain. Now, I have nothing against Saru. I mean, I have a whole list of things I don't like about Saru.
I like
Captain-
Saru. I didn't like him at the beginning, but he grows on you,
He's,
man.
not that much.
He did on me.
Not on me.
I can't see him as captain, though.
That's the thing.
I can't see
And
him as
unless you
captain.
make Michael captain, you need a captain. And nobody on the Discovery
Because
fits the bill.
Philippa ain't gonna be a captain. Like
No, because she just came. She's an emperor
yeah,
that killed
she's pissed off that she even made it to the she was brought,
species.
yeah.
Whole species.
Yeah, she's,
So here's the thing.
she's mad she came into this universe. It wasn't her choice.
She wanted to die on the old one.
Yeah.
But Michael couldn't bear her dying twice on her watch, so she grabbed her along. But the question still remains, who's your captain? So it's either Michael, or you gotta bring somebody new. So you gotta recast, you gotta bring, Federation is gonna send somebody else.
Dude, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Me neither. So it's either Michael or Lorca has to show up out of
I think,
nowhere.
yeah, that makes much more sense. Lorca's gonna appear.
But
I
here's
don't
the
think they
thing.
would cast, dude, you can't cast Michelle Yeoh and Jason Isaacs for one season of a 15-episode TV show that you plan on. You know, I mean, maybe that was the plan. I don't know, but
I don't
to
know
me,
either.
just-
I always figure it's gonna be long thing. It's gonna be a long. Well, not exactly for Michelle Yeoh. Of course, she dies multiple times. Almost, she dies in the first episode, comes back as an
Yeah.
empress. But Isaacs, you kind of figure out he's there for the long haul.
If you bring Isaacs in, dude, you
And
have
especially him being the captain that
Of
he
course,
is.
yeah.
So now it brings the
especially
question.
the kind of captain that he is.
Oh yeah. So
Or
now
at least what we thought he was.
yeah. Actually, what he was even before the whole Mirror Universe thing happened. So
If
now the
anybody out
question
there is confused, hit that like button, please.
So the thing is, you got to bring him back at some point. So what happens with him?
Well, he's
And here's
either
the thing.
dead, or he's hiding, or I don't know, maybe he's held prisoner somewhere. Maybe
Well, there's few possibilities.
I already listed 3 of them, so
There's a possibility of a switch when it happened. If that happened, he ended up in the Mirror Universe and probably died in the explosion that was supposed to kill
it's possible, yeah.
Lorca in the Mirror Universe. Other option is if you're Lorca from the Mirror Universe and you come to Discovery and Prime Lorca is there, what do you do with him?
You kill him.
Maybe he stashed him somewhere. Maybe he just teleported him to an off.
Oh, you think he maybe like he didn't want to kill him, but it's like I'm
Yeah.
just gonna. It's possible. I mean,
So maybe he stashed him somewhere.
possible.
But here's the thing. With the events at the end of the certain episodes, they go back to the Prime Universe, but they arrive 9 months after.
Yeah, that's the end of the. That was my fault.
Yeah. They arrive 9 months after their original
Time.
leaving point.
Point of departure.
Origin.
Yeah.
And during the 9 months, we obviously saw Klingons winning the war. Because that kind of makes sense, because Federation was throwing everything they have in Discovery. They figured out
Yeah.
Discovery was going
And
to
they
be...
were, they were barely holding up as it was.
Yeah, and their Discovery was their main hope, that the spore drive that Discovery have would help them win
Dude,
the war.
that
And
spore
plus,
drive
there's
thing
a,
is driving me nuts. For me, like personally, I hope that ship that gets destroyed. Not necessarily the
I
crew.
don't think they share the spore drive, though.
I think they,
I don't think spore drive leaves Discovery at any point.
I know.
because that
I want
would
to
be
get rid of
further
the ship.
mentioned.
I want to get rid of the ship and spore drive as it is. Like it's driving me nuts.
And here's the thing, basically Discovery also has the codes to the cloaking technology the Klingons use.
Yeah,
So we might see a tide turn in this war, even though Klingons are obviously winning.
I'm also.
But you
wondering-
have 2
yeah.
episodes of basically war.
Yeah.
So what they have to do is, in those 2 episodes, is basically set up season 2.
Pretty much.
That's what they're doing. Like that's your storyline right now. You were in the Mirror Universe and you ended it. I hoped it was gonna go on for a couple of more episodes. Didn't. But right now you got 2 episodes to basically set up season 2.
Yeah.
Because they're not. I don't know what they're doing with season 2. Is it announced? Are they doing season 2?
Yeah, it's.
Okay, so they're doing season 2.
They're definitely.
That
doing
means they
season
have 2 episodes to set up the story for season 2. Whether it's gonna be the war, whether they're gonna end with the war in these 2 episodes and set up something else. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen in the next 2 episodes. And I also think that we might not see Captain, whether it's gonna be permanent. I think Saru stays Captain for these 2 episodes. I don't know
Yeah,
what happens in
definitely.
season
Yeah.
2. I don't know what happened to Lorca, but I think Saru leads the crew, and maybe at some point Michael takes over or whatever. But
I don't think Michael's gonna take. I mean, it's possible because 9 months passed. I don't know. I mean, he was sentenced to life in prison because of mutineering.
Yeah, but
And-
she's
but-
basically.
But
I don't think anybody on Discovery at this point.
cares. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, she saved their lives on more than one occasion.
yeah,
so
by now, yes, definitely.
I don't think they're gonna try to
what's
send
the-
her back to
yeah, but
prison.
what's-
I think
yeah,
she gets
I
a
don't-
pardon or whatever.
It's possible.
Especially if Discovery is instrumental in Federation basically winning the war.
Well, listen, the war with Klingons, for anyone who watches Star Trek knows this, like, that war keeps going on for years. I mean, that's not going to end by the time this show ends. No, whether
Oh, yeah.
it's one
Oh, yeah.
season,
No,
2
no,
seasons,
definitely.
10 seasons,
Definitely.
it doesn't matter. Because even in Kirk's era, they're pretty much in cold...
It takes
cold-
a while before the Klingons join the Federation.
Yeah, definitely. Well, according to Chief of Security Tuvok in Star Trek Voyager, it was Spock who was responsible for actually Klingons joining the Federation. I don't know if that's in one of the movies. I haven't watched all the original movies, so I don't know if that's in one of the movies or that happened kind of off screen. but
But it's not slated to
It-
happen at this point
No,
yet
it-
because Captain Kirk is still obviously.
well, Captain Kirk is he's either at the academy right
Yeah.
now or
He's not a captain yet. Anyway.
no way, man. But Spock is on Enterprise, so
True.
yeah. Listen, yeah, and back to Saru. I can see him as captain, going on indefinitely. The same way I can see Chakotay, being captain of Voyager, even if Janeway dies. I mean, I love the guy, but it's still, it's not. It just
Basically, the ship belongs to the captain, and usually what Star Trek does is they match up the captain and the ship fairly well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
Same
they
thing-
did so.
yeah.
They did so with Lorca and Discovery.
Yeah, and same would go for Kirk and Spock. If Kirk, for example, dies, like
Yeah,
can't
you
really-
know Spock is gonna be
and
the captain, but like
it
it
doesn't,
doesn't feel right.
That's why I only watched like 2 of the original movies, the first and the second, and it was actually in the opposite orders because I watched Wrath of Khan first, and then I watched the motion picture. And it's funny, in both movies, Kirk is an admiral. And he's not even and they bring him back as captain of the Enterprise simply because you can really have Enterprise without.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So they stick
it's
the captain
ridiculous.
and the ship. They match him pretty good.
Yeah,
So
and,
Lorca was a great match for Discovery. So at this point,
Yeah.
who do you bring?
and you get used to these guys. I mean, you can't just bring him in and then kill him off. It's not right, man. It's not right.
That's why I think they're gonna do something. I think Lorca comes back. The Prime Universe Lorca is somehow still alive or something.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I like this episode. I love this series. I like the.
I love
Dude,
where they're going. And
I
now
love
that you
this-
tie
I
this
love
into
this-
the original Enterprise
Yeah,
and everything.
man.
So what happens now, especially with the Klingon War still going on, do you think it's possible that in season 2 we actually Discovery goes on its own adventure somewhere?
The Gamma Quadrant thing I talked about in the last possible, man. I would
Because
love
I
it.
don't think they necessarily stick around the Alpha Quadrant.
Well, there's the Beta Quadrant, there's the Gamma Quadrant. Okay, so there's lots of possibilities here.
I mean,
because I don't
basically,
know.
otherwise season 2 is basically gonna be a war season.
Beta Quadrant and Gamma Quadrant are usually, they're more like reference points. If you watch, DS9 or TNG and Voyager, like they will talk about when they're talking about something, they will say like, there's this species in Beta or Gamma Quadrant that has these rituals or does things
Yeah.
this way, whatever or another. But we never actually saw in the TV shows or in the movies, we never actually seen anyone go into these quadrants. Except DS9, which is an exception. So I think,
Yeah.
but that's in 24th century. And parts of Gamma Quadrant were discovered prior to that, but there's still a lot of, I mean,
Who discovered them? Is it ever mentioned?
the quadrants, you mean originally? Or
No,
like,
no. The part of the Gamma Quadrant that is explored. Who
Oh, in
explored
the
it?
Deep Space Nine? Basically, that TV show, dude, it says so perfectly. It's basically this space station on the edge of the universe, pretty much. Well, it's on the edge of the Federation boundary
there's a
with the
war home there?
Cardassians. And this guy comes in, and he's Commander Cisco. Jake is son. He's I forgot his first name, but Commander Cisco. He's newly appointed, and he gets. It's this tricky region. We'll talk about Deep Space Nine because, dude. But eventually, what happens? They discover this wormhole by accident that leads straight into the Gamma Quadrant, and then there's this whole thing, and they actually move the station, which is next to this planet called Bajor,
Yeah.
which has been ruled by Cardassians for a long time, for at least 50 years or so, if memory serves me correctly. And because the diplomacy between Federation and Cardassians is ongoing, Bajor gets, given to Federation. They take command of the station. They discover the wormhole, but wormhole is like kind of not really halfway between Cardassian and Federation territory, but it's it's somewhere in there. So it's like, let's move the station close to the wormhole, and yeah, it's a cool show. And you watch parts of the show too. So,
Oh yeah.
dude, I can't wait for us to talk about Deep Space Nine and TNG. And dude, I never thought I'd be so this excited about Star Trek, man. I mean, I love this show, but I love this show. Oh man, I'm gonna be sad when Discovery ends. 15 seasons, 15 episodes, is just
Isn't enough.
not enough.
It's not enough.
Not
I
enough.
know the feeling. So you might
Anything
see
else?
in season 2 we might actually see Discovery go places.
I would love that because I love the exploration aspect of the show. Because when I watched the original series, like, I mean, they couldn't do like bunch of like they did alien races basically like normal humans because
Yeah, technology was limited at the time,
budget,
yeah.
you know, all that stuff. And so I would love for them to explore, you know, either Gamma Quadrant or even Beta Quadrant. I don't care. Just go someplace, because I like war stuff, but because Deep Space Nine did this similar thing and I liked it. By the end, like in the last few seasons of the show, they did this whole war with Cardassians and Dominion and Maquis, like it's a whole big thing. We'll talk about it eventually, but it's like I don't want talk about this. Even in the original series, the war with the Federation and Klingons was cool, and stuff with Romulans keeps showing up in pretty much all the show except even in Voyager. There's
Even
one
in
episode.
Voyager.
There's one episode, but it's like, you know, I would love to see more Romulan stuff. I don't think we're gonna get to see it on Discovery that much. I mean, maybe because there.
Not so sure.
Yeah, but maybe we'll see an episode, maybe two, like if we're lucky, because this whole war, this season ended. I mean, the episode ended with this Klingon Federation war, and you saw that map at the end, man. It's ridiculous, and you know Romulans are gonna try, and probably Cardassians too, because there's been a war. So, and there's been a war between Kirk and Picard too. There's been a war. Like if you watch Deep Space Nine, you know, Chief O'Brien talks about how he was in the war with the Cardassians. So it happened before TNG. So like there's stuff that happens, and I would love to see some of that stuff, not all of it, but I would love to see, because there's an accord, a treaty actually, that Federation signs with the Romulans, where they basically agree not to use the cloaking technology for their, or pursued cloaking technology for their weapons, which later on in Deep Space Nine, and even in the it's a big spoiler for you, but I don't care. Basically, the Star Trek Enterprise ends up as was it Star Trek Enterprise? Yeah, pretty much the show ends as this whole hologram thing that Riker does because.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Don't worry, yeah.
it's pretty cool. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes on with Romulans that I would like to see. So. In some,
As you see, folks, there are options with what they can do, and that's just to time into the stuff that's happening in the Star Trek universe. That has happened in the Star Trek universe based on what we know from the shows that went on before. Not to mention that they can actually do something completely off books that can go wild and crazy with the story.
yeah.
Story writing so far has been
Dude, I'm loving this show so
amazing.
much. So, you know, all aspects of it, literally all aspects. From acting to makeup to effects, visual, sound mixing, like you name it, I love it. So, even characters. Like, okay, that one character that we didn't like is dead, so, other than that, I mean, I would love to see more of Michelle Yeoh, but you know, we'll see where it
We'll
goes.
see what happens with the next two episodes, obviously, because, but like we said, we'd like to know what's happening next, but you know, hey, we gotta wait.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
When's season 2 starting again?
Hopefully the same time first season did. And
Hopefully get more episodes. But so far,
At least one-
people
dude,
are
I-
liking it, they're not liking it.
I have no
Let's see.
idea, man.
We don't care. We like the show.
If you like our review, opinions, thoughts, whatever, like, subscribe, share with your other Star Trek buddies, and talk with us in the comments below or on
Share with your
Instagram.
enemies, you know, bore them to death or whatnot. Many uses for many stuff.
Any outros?
No. I didn't think of any.
You didn't think of any.
I'm too tired, man.
Okay, well, to keep it a Star Trek theme, we're gonna go ahead and disengage the warp engine.